Tom?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you are
been a while.
his...
Stephanie, his wife. Nice to meet you.
Stephanie? Well, you guys are celebrating an anniversary this weekend, right?
Yep.
How many years?
51.
51?
51.
Yep.
All right. And this is your gift to her is a haircut?
Yeah.
It is. Yes.
Well, let's go have some fun. He's been growing his hair since February. He hasn't had a haircut. He's ready for a haircut.
Yeah.
His wife is ready for a haircut for him. So,
I heard the whisper of buzz cut.
Yeah, so this is buzz cut Tom. That's
Okay.
He actually had this haircut.
That's a handsome gentleman.
Yeah. So that is option one.
All right.
Option two is to kind of go against his rules, his wife's rules, if you will, and keep his hair long. So I was thinking something like this.
It's a great look.
Or if we decided to have a little fun,
He probably would rock that really well. He could probably pull that off really well.
and then option four, what do you think?
You know, he's got that nice long shaggy hair right now. It's got a good wave to it. I'm thinking like maybe Jeff Bridges or Kenny Rogers. More like 80s Kenny Rogers, where it's still wavy. It's got plenty of length, but it's still, tailored.
I think his wife would appreciate something a little more aggressive.
Let's do the aggressive.
Let's do the aggressive.
Mr. Tom, it's been a while.
It has been way too long.
La la. So I just found this out too, but apparently you don't get to watch their haircut. You don't know what haircut's coming. We've decided, and we feel pretty damn confident that your wife will be happy. And for somebody who grows hair as fast as you do, I think we're gonna be okay.
It'll grow back.
I saw that picture of you with a buzz cut when you were
That was my high school graduation. I was 17 years old when I was taken.
you were a handsome man,
Yeah.
a young man.
Age. The ravages of age. If I could make a couple suggestions or requests. No mullet, no mohawk.
A mullet happens to be one of the options.
Yeah.
Like I said, you signed up for this.
Yep.
I just found out what the rules are. I didn't know what I was signing up for, but now that we're in this together.
Yeah.
If you don't come back to see me, I completely understand. But we're committed now, Tom.
We have reservations for dinner on Sunday. Make it so that my wife will go with me.
Fair enough.
I've been buying my clothes at Costco for the last 10 years, I think.
See, sometimes that's the trick, is that you just wear what works.
My daughter-in-law, who lives in New York, is a fashion designer, and she actually says that Costco has really good clothes.
I am here to believe it. I just got my first membership card recently, and I still haven't stepped foot into that store.
They just opened a new Costco in Georgetown, which is like 3 miles from our house and on a city street. We don't have to go on the highway at all.
I hope you guys have a big house to store all that stuff, man. I've seen how big their barrels of cheese balls are.
You have to be selective.
I'm not sure if I'll ever need that much toilet paper either.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a couple of questions. Like, why did you give us this opportunity to cut your hair?
I've been coming here for a little over a year now, maybe a year and a half. I like the atmosphere. Bob is a great barber, and I figured I've seen a lot of your videos, and you guys do a pretty good job of not screwing somebody up.
There you go. Yeah. Well, thanks for trusting us.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the kind of curls that people pay big dollars for.
Yeah, on more than one occasion, I've had women, older women, and when I was younger and they were older,
I see.
they would ask if they could touch my hair. That happened in an elevator a couple different
Tom,
times.
I'm pretty sure it had nothing to do with the hair.
Yeah.
It was. This is.
Tom, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you do for work?
It's a boring life. I was a corporate tax accountant. So I spent,
we can stop there. That was pretty bad.
So I spent some of my time. I probably spent 10 years in public accounting and 30 years in tax offices of corporations. I was mostly doing tax planning for multinational corporations. So trying to make the tax bill as small as I could.
With a job like that, it seems pretty conservative. Did your haircuts?
Yeah.
Did you pick your haircuts kind of based on the gig?
Yeah, pretty much. I was conservative. Relatively short hair most of the time. Well, when I first started back in the 70s, people had longer hair, so my hair was a little bit longer. But yeah, typically it was relatively short. Most of the time, come straight back. No beard, for the most part. Actually, I think the first time I ever grew a beard, I was working between years in college, and I was working for a factory that went on strike, and I was in management at the time. We had to take over working in the factory, and I started growing my beard out. Not too long ago, my wife and I were in Trader Joe's, and I had some foot surgery. So I was in one of the little carts, and some 3 or 4 year old girl was looking at me intently. And she goes, "What's your name?" And I said, "Tom." She says, "You look like Santa Claus." So we were leaving Trader Joe's about the same time, and she goes, "How did you hurt your foot?" And I said, "Well, one of the reindeers stepped on it."
Hey, that kid's gonna go home with that thought for the rest of the week. Like, this transition right here, we want to leave a little bit of a ledge. Tom asked to keep his face nice and slender. We're going short, but not like buzz cut. We wanted something a little more fun, but at the same time still practical and handsome. So this is not what he's asking for, but what he's getting.
Yeah. Again, I trust you guys implicitly. Bob has never given me a bad haircut.
Yeah, this is definitely different than anything we've ever done before, which I appreciate.
Take your glasses off. I can see myself in your glasses.
It's my oily complexion. Have you ever heard of George Clooney, Tom?
Actually, I was looking at hairstylists for gray hair, and he comes up with a lot of them.
Whenever I Google myself, he comes up a lot as well.
Yeah.
Google search is great.
Yeah.
It might not be Google search.
You look like a bootleg version of George Clooney.
You know what? I'll take that. Because even a bootleg version of that, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Fantastic. So. You would have
No mullets, no ponytails.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
You
He's got a lot of rules.
You would look fantastic with the ponytail.
Well, she's Italian, right?
Not a man
Yeah,
bun.
she's Italian.
Yeah, she's got. She would say she has a lot of order.
Yeah. She actually tells a story, but she sort of hates it. The first time I ever spoke to her was at a high school dance in our gym. And again, she was a freshman, I was a junior. She didn't know who I was. I really didn't know who she was. I went up to her and I said, "Would you like to dance?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "I hope someone asks you," and then I walked away. And she hated me for multiple months. She goes, who was that a-hole? Yeah.
And then 52 years later.
Yeah, 51 tomorrow or on Sunday?
I guess you got the last laugh.
Yeah. She came around in the end.
So I got some old money softener, working it into the beard and getting it down to the skin. Make sure you get nice and hydrated.
Yeah, I've been using utility balm in the beard, and then whatever left over on my hands, I would put it in my hair.
Perfect.
Wow.
So,
A little bit different.
just a tad bit different from when you first came in.
Yeah.
So what we ended up doing with you today, Tom, was we took your hair down pretty snug on the sides, not bald fade like you had requested for, but
Yeah. Yeah.
no, we did about a 2 on the sides and worked it up nice and tight. We left a lot more length up here just to really take advantage of those waves and to have a little bit more fun. So to recreate the style that we intend here, I use a few products on you, some that you're familiar with, some that you probably haven't used before, and one of them is our sea salt spray. Sea salt spray is a really good product. If you don't have the time to blow dry your hair, but you want to get some volume in there, some texture, let it dry kind of naturally. Look at such good waves and a great color, and you don't want it to look too wet and too greasy. Throw a little bit of this in there. One of the tricks to get it activated is to make sure you shake it really, really well.
Okay.
Fluff up the hair, make sure that I pinch a little bit and spray over here to get this thing activated. So I like to fluff up the hair, pinch a little bit to get some of the hair out of the way, and then just give it a nice big pump towards the bottom,
Okay.
towards the roots.
Then work it up through.
Exactly. So when you run your fingers through it, you're gonna drag some of that product through these regular strands. Give it a nice good coating of that sea salt spray. And you can use this product when your hair is wet straight out of the shower. You can use it when your hair is bone dry.
Okay.
You can use it on a day where you went for a bike ride and maybe you just need a little bit of love and it's kind of greasy. This will actually revert back to a little bit of a drier look. It'll help you keep some of that nice fluffy texture that you already have.
I really like the shades of white to gray going up. Yeah.
I added that.
Did you? Yeah. Is that a special dye you use?
Yeah, that's why we kept you looking away. I didn't want to give away too many of my secrets. So with the blow dryer, since we want to keep some of that wave in there, some of that volume, need a quick rough dry. Put a little bit of tension on the hair, but not too much. You don't need to straighten this stuff out. You can use your fingers and just kind of
Fluff it up.
yeah. With that sea salt spray, you'll start to feel
You can, yeah, I can feel it.
feel that grittiness start to activate. So one thing interesting about your hair is that you have a couple of cowlicks. You've got one pretty aggressive one right here in this recession of your hair, and then at the same time, the wave wants to come back towards it. So you have a lot of options on how to style your hair. So you could style it parted to the left, you can style it parted to the right, you can put it straight back. You saw how fun it looked, even just kind of pushed forward with the curls kind of setting in. And what's nice about the sea salt spray is the more you work with it, you'll get to figure out like, oh man, I can add a ton of volume, really take advantage of those beautiful waves that people pay really good money for that you naturally have. And then if you really want to lock in that look, that's where you get some styling paste. And with the styling paste, you've already got a little bit of sea salt spray in it. a little paste goes a long way. So I like to put it in a fat pea amount, like a pea, like the vegetable,
Yes.
guys. And emulsify it so it's nice and clear. You got a lot of tack. It's already ready to go. And then, like I said, depending on the day, if you really wanted to slam this back and make it very, very classic, very handsome, old money, you could do that. Otherwise, you can just bat the hair around a little bit.
See what it wants to do that day.
See what it wants to do. The more you add of our styling paste, the harder the hair is going to get, so you can really lock it into that look that you want for the day. Otherwise, a little bit is going to keep it that medium shine, that medium texture, so it still has a little bit of movement, still looks really natural without looking too shiny and fake. Then with our utility balm, same thing. About the same amount that I put in of that styling, I like to put in a nice piece size. And with our formulation, there's always a little bit of graining in it because we put as few ingredients in as possible. So it's as natural as we can make it. There's a little bit of that beading from the natural ingredients. So we just kind of keep it in our palms for a little bit, warm it up, and a couple of.
Yeah, I've noticed that too because I've been using that for a while. And the older stuff that you had was a little bit grittier. And you told me that to put it in the hot water, let it melt, and then stick it in the refrigerator, and it would smooth out. And
that's a good way to get around it for a little bit, and those granules will come back a tad bit. But once again, we're trying to put as few products and as few chemicals in our products as possible. So this is the best way to.
The last version I had was perfect.
Yeah, we've really been dialing in with our manufacturer, and I think we're in a good spot right now. And as far as that, you know how to add this stuff. Get it down to the skin, nourish all those follicles, and then the last little bit pat it through, give it some shape, and you're good to go.
I don't know how Steffi's gonna like it, but I like this a lot.
Happy anniversary!
Yeah, thanks.
All right, Stephanie.
Oh my gosh. You look more like yourself.
I know. They did this. They didn't tell me what they were going to do,
Oh my God.
and they didn't discuss it. But this is actually really close to what I wanted.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
So you will go to dinner with
I'll
me?
go
then?
to dinner now.
That's all. That's all I wanted.
I would have went even the other way since I don't have to cook. No, I really, it's better than I even imagined.
Wow.
Yeah.
It really is. I can't wait for, our kids have been texting.
Yeah.
Because one's in New York City, one's in Chicago, and they're going, when are you sending the pictures? We
Yeah.
haven't done it
My
yet.
daughter thought I was doing this yesterday.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Happy 51
Thank you.
years.
I
Thank
can't
you
ask
very
for another
much.
gift, actually.
Yeah.
Here's Daddy and Papa's new look
All right.
from Beardbrand.
Oh,
Oh.
Dad, you look 15 years younger.
Dude.
Don't I though?
What do you think, Teddy?
Oh, wow. Fade.
Wow.
That one's
How do you feel?
Later.
Yeah. You look like a real man. You look very masculine. What's your reaction to you? Do it.
Yeah, what
right.
do you think?
It's very new and cool.
Yeah.
Do you like the before or after?
After.
Yes.
Well, you look really great, Tom.
Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. Are you ready to see Dad? Caitlin?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, Dad.
You happy?
I am very happy.